Bobby Green, joining us right now on the program to talk about it all. Hello, Bobby. Thank you so much for the time. Congrats on the win, my man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So a big fight for you on a big stage against a veteran of the sport. I know, there were some ups.
Really fast. Before you say, I don't even want you to get in your topic because you were just going to continue on to your last topic you just said.
Oh, please. I would love your thoughts.
I fought Jim Miller on 2 weeks' notice. I cut 35 pounds in 2 weeks, and I made weight. But after making weight, I went to the doctors and I passed out. But I thought I made the scales, so I was going to get paid, and I didn't get anything. That's how it goes.
So I agree with you. Bit of a different story though, because like in this case with Wonder Boy, his opponent was the one that couldn't make the walk, right?
Yeah.
So is it fair for him to walk away with nothing?
I'm saying similar situations, and also I would like it if you touch that scale, you're official. You get the
you should get something. At least that some percentage. Something.
It's contracted to that. It's contracted to that. So you showed up, and you made the scale. So I would think it would be that. But anyways, I just wanted to continue on that.
No. I mean, you've seen it all. You've done it all in this game. How do you feel about the fight on Saturday? Are you obviously happy with the win, but are you happy with the whole body of work?
I'm sorry, that's my air conditioner. I don't want to make it.
No problem. I didn't hear anything, so don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, there's my.
And so I feel like two bitter feelings, two feelings, they're talking about this eye poke. I was reading, the reviews. Sometimes I'd like to see, like, I'd be a critic and know what my people are thinking. So I feel two ways. One is Tony said I intentionally poked him, like there's a narrative that I intentionally poked him, and then that threw his momentum off. And then from there, the fight just went my way. I disagree with that. I felt I was doing so much more than that the entire fight, but the point is that I feel like one is that if you argue with this guy who, like Sean Strickland just put out a post, he said, who are the most insane, either Tony Ferguson or Diego Sanchez? Those guys have been known for being the most craziest of the two. And guess he won by 75%, on Sean's polls. I don't even do anything or nothing. It's some crazy. It's on his stuff polls. Anyway, and so what I'm saying is, if you argue with a crazy man, you're probably crazy, And so I'm not gonna argue with him, On one side of it's like he's got what is there that he thinks I'm intentionally trying to do this to do this for this fight, So I'm not gonna argue with him on that aspect. He's crazy with that, but you can't argue with crazy. The other side of it, I feel like I'm sad. And I'm sad because it's a mark on my body of work, It saddened me that he thinks that it would go differently. It saddened me that it now puts all this different lack on my set of skills, And I truly believe skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills. I don't need to cheat from no guys. My skills pay the bills. Trust me, I'm rely on skills. I don't rely on athletics or I don't rely on this and that. The skills, and it's real a lot of things that you guys don't understand is happening, And so I feel bad because I did do the eye poke. I feel bad that it happened. I feel bad that it's staining this, And so I feel terrible in a way. I feel sad about the fight that he feels that way or people feel that way. It makes me sad, But on the other side, I'm like, I can't argue with people who think that I would try to deliberately do this. Like, can't argue, He's gonna say I'm like, I've had a history. Like, one thing I want to explain to the audience is that this, guys, listen, check this out a little bit. You do two things. One is this is not the same sport as basketball. I understand there's rules, in basketball where like, hey, you were hacking that guy. You were doing a little too much excessive aggression. There's too many more factors in MMA, when it's just wrestling, there's the boxing, there's the clinching, there's the everything that happens in between getting up and down and blah, blah, blah. There's so many different factors that, like, sometimes, check this out. Say we're fighting, right? Normally a guy moves his head. In boxing, I'm going to think, oh, go here or hit here. But now that we're doing MMA or we're wrestling, I will go, he goes his head like this, I'll go like this. I would freeze him, if we were wrestling. Now we're talking about MMA. So now I have to do a combination of the both. Oh, no, it's not a takedown or it's a takedown because he dipped his head, And so what happened was he jumped for a second. I wasn't ready, and I was gonna throw a punch too. The second part about it is when I throw my punches, why they're so fast is throwing, like Bruce Lee said, you float the hand through and then you snap. You know, you throw it and snap it at the end. And so sometimes that can happen, and he got a little too close. Sometimes I've jammed my hand up because the guy was a little too close and it bent up, or about like because it's real light until he goes into the last second, you know. And so sometimes those things are going to be off. It just happens in fighting. It happens for all of us, you know. I got a headbutt twice in there with him. Never complained. I never said, "Hey, Hook, what are you doing?" He got my gloves a few times. I never complained. It's a fight. I expect when I'm trying to take your fucking head off, I'm going to kill you. You're gonna do anything impossible that you can to make it work for you. That's fine. Only person I've ever got offended with was when I fought Jakar, and Jakar was a friend of mine, and so it hurt me in here. I'm like, brother, I would never cheat you. Why would you cheat me? Like that's why I believe in fighting in honor. So I don't want to ever look as a cheater or a dirty guy. Trust me, I fight with honor. I even try to add something out there like, "You're good, bro." Like giving the knuckles and stuff like, "No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." You know, it would never be my intention. You know, I really don't mean to ever fight in those ways. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, this is great. I appreciate you just kind of because I saw his post as well. I'm sure you read it, right? Did you read the entire post? And when you saw
Yeah,
it, like, what was your? It's it's.
that's my
I don't
reaction. Don't
feel
argue with a crazy man. He's crazy.
right.
He said he had a chip in his teeth or in his leg or something like that. He's crazy. You know, I had a mind line to him. I said, "Take them sunglasses off." That's how he tripped over a cord. And that's how he messed himself up last time. Like, this guy's crazy. You didn't learn. You didn't learn the first time. You know, take the goddamn sunglasses off in the house. You know. Anyway, go
Do
ahead.
you feel? No, because I don't feel like the public is trying to take away the win from you. I would argue this is one of your most impressive wins, like in terms of name. This one, Ally Quinta, you've had some big ones, but in terms of like who he is in the sport, this is a big W for you on a big stage.
Are
This
you
is a
no you
pay-per-view
know
main
no?
card.
Are you reading it? You're not reading the comments. You know the comments. You have to understand.
I
Okay, he
I
fought the
don't read the
5 world
comments.
best. They're trying to say that now. They're trying to say now that he fought me that he was done, right? That he was just
Uh-huh.
washed up. Especially the fact that I tapped him. That I tapped him.
Well, I
You know,
actually subbed him. He never tapped, so it's
or something. Put him
credit
to
to
sleep.
yeah, yeah,
I'll put him to
yeah,
sleep.
yeah,
Either way,
yeah.
you're done. You know, you died. You know, I killed him. If you want to put it that way, he died.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so now people want to discredit my jujitsu. You know, that's something that I've been working on. First thing I started was a wrestler. I started as a wrestler. I can wrestle with these guys. And then I started the jiu-jitsu and I could jits with these guys. Well, striking was last. And everybody's like, "You're a striker, you're a striker." I'm like, "No, I was all these other guys." But depending upon the coaches that I'm around and who I'm working with, you'll see the results in what I do. And so lately I've been working with this black belt coach for the Jared fight. I was gonna tap Jared ass out. I wanted to do that. Have a fight, choke his ass out. Then the second one now, I'm like, man, I've been working with this black belt guy, and it just happened to work. Everything, every part of the ground, we did. He worked me through everything, bro. It was like exactly what he said. And so I was at home when he was trying to put me in the triangles. Sometimes he was grabbing my glove and pulling my arm in for a triangle. He was pulling my glove, and I'm like,
Wow.
I didn't bitch, I didn't complain. I just fucking fight. It's a fucking fight, guys. This is not any other sport. It's not a sport. It's a fight. Stop. There's gonna be some things that are gonna happen. Like one time he slipped his head around and he came up and bow. And he hit me like that under the jaw. I said, "Hey, bro, watch your head. Just keep it going." It's a
Mm.
fight.
So Bobby, on this Monday, do you not feel like how like usually after a big win, you're probably up, you're happy, everything smells good, tastes good. Your demeanor here suggests that like you're not really enjoying, the spoils of
No,
beating a guy like Tony Ferguson. You're
no,
not very
no,
happy.
no, 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 not at all. Not at all. I'm not trying to enjoy it. You know, when you start sitting and enjoying stuff starts passing me by. I don't know. I'm focused, you know? I'm focused on doing this again. I just got like I watched the fight for the first time just so I could critique everything that happened. So first of all, he didn't drop me. But people think like he dropped me in the first round. No, I was throwing a low leg kick. At the same time, he threw a jab and just knocked me off balance. You know, I jumped right back up, boom, you know? It's just a jab,
Mhm.
I knock off balance type of thing. And it's a jab. He didn't hit me with like a two and blast me, you know? And so people were like, he dropped you in the first round. So I'm like, already I know people are thinking he dropped me. So I had to work more. But what the point I'm trying to get to is that after this fight, it just made me really realize how much more I can do. I'm really coming, Ariel. I'm coming. Trust me. This is different. This one's gonna be different now. I've just like, oh, okay. I got back to a crowd now. You guys been putting me in a shitty situation. Everybody keeps
Yeah.
trying to discredit. I'm gonna keep showing you guys. I'm gonna show you. Nah, I'm just gonna cook for a second.
Please.
So I was on a 3-win streak, I think it was, when I beat Nazareth, whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think I was on a 3-win. And then after that, they asked me to do the Islam fight on 10 days' notice. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting, they're training for 10 days, took my way back down, hands all busted. Look at my hands right now. Hands all busted
Yeah.
and swollen and shit, you know? I gotta go fight Islam right now in 10 days. All right, I'll go do it. I'll go do it. I jumped and did that for you guys. Even then, I didn't go on like, bitch, I didn't tap. I was trying to fight. The rest, I felt like the rest stopped early. Whatever. Cool. That one's done. On to the next one. I get my hand surgery. Hand surgery on this hand. Literally a month or two after the fight, I'm getting the call for Dover. I'm like, talk to all my coaches and all my people. I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea. They don't think it's a good idea. I say no. They call me back 2 weeks later. I say, listen, I am no bitch. I don't know what y'all doing while y'all asking me again. Send them. I don't want nobody to ever think they can say my name and get away. I got a list, and every guy who said my name, he will get it. Okay, make sure you mark my words. Every person that said my name will get that opportunity. I haven't forgot about you. You're not going nowhere. Those are the guys I want to fight. The guys who put their name in my mouth that said something. Whoever had the courage to say my name, it's on.
Who's that list? Can you tell us who that list is? Who's on it?
You want me to tell you? Okay,
Yeah.
I know that Graham guy said it. I don't even think he's on my level yet to be even like I'm that name. I'm not gonna ever say Patty, okay? So we're gonna let that out the window. Patty's, I'm the name, okay? I'm the guy. When I look at the numbers, I look at the interviews and watch how the interviews go. When you put my shit out there and then their shit, like, I ain't gonna lie. Most of them I be beating them, bro. I be beating them. Like, I got that move. This is what I do. I just do me. And so with that being said, Siam is one of the names. He put it out there. He said my name. I'm like, bro, you will get the opportunity. Number one on the list, I'm gonna go number one. Wade Connell, he's gonna get it. You know, he said Bobby Green. If you went out there and picked and said my name, bro, I heard you. I'm like the Candyman. Say my name and I shall appear. You know what I'm saying? It's true.
All this talk after the fight about, Ferguson should consider hanging. Do you feel like that's disrespectful towards you? Do you feel like that's taking something away from the victory because they're saying, "Oh, he's done now because he just lost to Bobby Green"? Is that
Yeah,
how you're taking it?
and especially because he got tapped, you know, especially because he
Yeah.
got choked, you know, because they're like saying like, oh, well, is even jujitsu's not even there. No, trust me, I tap black belts out all the time. Like this is what I do. I haven't been able to level up because my coach says you don't do enough gi. I am a no gi guy. I don't want to like get my clothes all held on to and like, man, that's not how it goes. Like, no, I don't want to do that, you know. And so I'm still a purple belt. But you throw me out there with some black belts, and I'll give them a run for their money.
Do you want to do this again? Like, is that of interest? I don't think they're going to go that route, but would
Fight
you
Tony
fight him again?
again?
Yeah.
Fight him again? Fuck yeah! I'll fight anybody I ever fought again. It go worse. Watch anybody I've ever fought him again. It got worse. The only
Yeah.
person, Lando Venata, I went from beating him up to knocking him out. You know what I mean? And whooping his ass. It's gonna get worse. I promise. I already cut your timing now. I figured you out. It's over.
How would you describe where you're at now? You seem very confident and everyone's going to get it. You have the list. Is it all, do you feel like it's all coming together for you in your career? You've been doing this for so long. It's been,
Listen. I'm not confident. I'm not none of that. Because confident makes people think that you're saying you're cocky and arrogant and all this and you're talking
no.
like that. No, listen. I'm focused and I'm angry. I want to come back soon. Let me ice these hands down a little bit, and I'm coming back. I'm trying to get back September, the ASAP. Soon as somebody fall out, call me, and I'll hop in. Okay, I'm trying to get back soon. Go back to work and show y'all this ain't nothing. I'm gonna show y'all that ain't nothing. I'll do this shit again. I'll run it back again. Let's go.
Are you worried that the hand is broken?
I was slamming him some hammer fists on his head. You know, I thought I was
Yes.
gonna fish him up there. And that's the thing. Another thing too. My dad has always told me, you got a cold ass ground and pound. I don't never show nobody none of this shit. Like I'll be just doing like this little demand dance to you guys. I got skills. Like I want to show you my ground and pound different than everybody else's. You know. And so
Hmm.
anyway, my hand. I don't know. We gotta go get that shit iced down and we'll figure it all out. You know, I'm trying to spend time with my kids, bro. First thing I just got off the plane. Call my big mama, say, bring all my kids, bring all my kids, you know, bring all my kids.
Yeah.
They're right here right now. I'm gonna cook for them, and then we go to Knott's Berry Farm. I'm trying to be the
Oh,
dad of the
nice.
year, just like I'm the fighter of the year. And so, especially if I'm gonna get back to work, I gotta hurry up, spend some daddy time. All right, daddy time. I get back to fucking work again. You know?
I feel you. I feel you. And I don't want to take too much time away from daddy time, so we won't keep you much longer. But just curious, I heard a great story. You told this amazing story, which, to be honest, I didn't know. Like, obviously, we've been watching you for so long, but in the post-fight press conference, you talked about Salt Lake City and training with Jeremy Horn. I saw you give him a shout out and going to the movies with Matt Hughes and Jeremy Horn and Robbie Lawler. This is amazing stuff. You just hanging out in Salt Lake City. I think you said you kind of fell in love with a Mormon girl there, and you fell in love with Salt Lake City. You in Salt Lake City is a great movie or something. I don't know what it is, but how long did you spend there, and what was it like for you to be back in this place where you kind of had some really special moments and win on a stage like that?
Yeah, yeah. So like it was like I was there for like 2 years. My dad had went to prison for 2 years, and so I didn't have a coach no more. And so I went out there. He sent me out there to go train with Jeremy Horn. He's like, I just figured this guy would be good for you. I'm like, okay. I really don't know much, you know. I'm kind of still figuring things out. I'm the King of Cage champ. I got like 4 world titles from different places, like one from Mexico, one from over here. I got like 4 world titles, but these guys are UFC guys. It's a totally different level to finally getting there with other guys that can compete at that level. And so I hung out with him. He was awesome. He taught me so many different things, you know. I ended up meeting this little Mormon chick, and things popped off with us. So I would go back home to Cali, see my kids, then drive 11 hours back to
Wow.
Salt Lake and be out there and shit, you know. Yeah, I got caught a couple times, you know, went to jail one time, got out of jail, drove, still made my fight. It was crazy. It's all crazy, long stories. But yeah, Salt Lake has always been my like little spot that I liked, like being at where I could still drive or pull up, you know. And so I would hang out there and shit and train, you know, do my little thing, go to little clubs, little bars there. And so one day I was at a show on February, I think it was, and everyone's like, hey, what's up, Bob? What's up, Bob? What's up, Bob? What's up, Bob? What's up? I was like, man, I didn't remember me like that. Okay, cool, cool. I'm gonna do a show out here. It's gonna be dope if I can ever do a show. Coincidentally, it came up.
That's amazing. By the way, can I ask what led you to go into jail in Salt Lake? I mean, it's pretty like sort of vanilla place. What did you do in Salt Lake that led to the jail time?
Oh no, no, no. I was just speeding. I was
Ah,
driving. I guess like it was 11 hours. I was like 11 hours and shit. And I fucking was just driving my ass off. They caught me doing like 107, I think it was.
oh
And so
damn.
they took my
Okay.
car. And then this is when I was fucking like just young and fucking wild, bro. I didn't calm
Yes,
down.
yes.
But yeah, they took my car and shit. And then this crazy part is the officers, they made me give them $1,000. And they said they wouldn't impound my car. They would leave it at the jail. So when I got out, so I went that night. They took me in jail and shit. I stayed the night. And I got up in the morning. I got outside in the car right there. I was like, cool. I had a little
Oh,
pack of blunts I had rolled and I stuffed in the seat. I looked in there. I found that bitch. I was like, cool. I drove out the parking lot, parked up, and driving back to Utah. I had a fight coming up that like in 2 weeks. I took a fight on like 2 weeks' notice.
right. That is incredible. By the way, was the Mormon girl at the fight? Did you invite her?
Uh, nah, 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 nah. I don't like. I don't like to invite girls to my shows. Like, to be honest, it's
Okay.
like something that's like a superstition. Like my coaches always tell me, you don't go see your women or nothing like that until after the fight. Like we used to have stat
Wow.
girls and to be a girlfriend, and then like I realized they make you all soft. You go all kissy with your girl and shit, trying to like, and then you got to wrestle with just. So my coach was always like, no, see them after, you know, and that's what I stick to.
Interesting. What about your kids? Do you bring them to your fight ever?
No, not yet, not yet. I was gonna put one of them in front, and I was like, nah, he has to be 18. I just found out, so yeah,
Oh
but I'm
wow.
gonna do it soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was Jeremy at the fight?
Jeremy, yeah, he was there. He was there.
Oh, that's
You got to get
cool.
the
That's
message and
great.
everything.
That's incredible. So you
And
wanna
so what I was
so
telling
hope
him when in the message, I was trying to say like he taught me all these different things. Somebody said I was dissing him, and I was like, nah, it's not a diss. What I was saying was it was he taught me all these different things. He was saying, but Bobby, one day your speed and your reaction is gonna go. You need to learn all these other fundamentals. I got those
mm,
fundamentals too, and I do these things. And like what I was trying to make a funny joke was, I still I still got it. Was what I was saying. You know, like they ain't left yet. You know, it ain't left yet. It's still here. You know, I got that
absolutely.
speed. I'm the fastest guy in the division.
You showed that on Saturday. I was gonna say, all right, next up, UFC 300, Jim Miller, but you just said you want to come back in September, so you might get a couple
Jim
more
Miller's on
fights
the list
before.
too. Jim Miller's on the
Yeah.
list too. The Mel's on the list too on 300. Yeah, but that's I think I still could do a show before 300.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's March, April we're talking, so you could get a couple in before that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can still do two more and then do that.
Wow. Yeah, you don't want some time off? You don't want to chill out a bit?
I'm the fighter of the year. Listen, they said Kevin Lee last year had it for 11. I think I had 9. I told you one of them I passed out making weight. That would have been 10. The
Right.
other one I got popped for drugs with the stupid DHEA bullshit from Walmart, you know? And so, bro, I would have been right there tied. I'm the fighter of the year.
Okay.
When it comes to doing this like number shit, I do this. I'm throwing out classics. I'm not like the other ones.
I'm not going to ask you if Tony should fight again, what he should do. You know, that's a question for him and not for you. But is there anything you'd like to say to Tony after the fight and after his post, like specifically to him?
I would just tell him, listen, bro, I got nothing but love for you. I, I hope that you don't take any of this personal. It's the fight game. I would mean I never would ever try to do something dirty to a legend, who comes from where I come from, the same side. There's so much I would say, bro. Just never meant nothing like that. And I thought it was gonna be a dope classic. And if it's staying it for him like that, that really sucks. If it's in his head like that. I feel like all the fighters we need an excuse on why things happen. Every fighter I talk to when they are lost, oh, but let me tell you the story. Oh, but this
Mm.
happened and this happened. I can tell the countless times. This happened, this happened. It's just what happened. I've been robbed so many times. I've never got to explain. I never got to complain. It just happened. Okay, you're like I remember fighting Thiago Moises. Right in the first round, somewhere in the half, he hits me and hits me right in my eye. And
Mm.
so I didn't say it. They thought I said it was an eye poke. I just said, "Ah, my eye." It hurt so bad. I thought he burst my shit. So now I'm fucked up. I can't see shit. He's trying to try to pounce. Fighting him, bing, bing, fuck, I'm not no bitch. Bing, bing, fighting still. I fight the round off. I go back to the corner. I'm like, Coach, I can't see. You know, I'm saying I'm seeing 3 people. He said, hit the middle one, motherfucker. That's how we do. We don't have no choices. It's a fight. And so back in there, the next round, I still completely can't see. I had to fight a whole round blind the same way these things happens in all fights. And the difference was I learned. And then also in the Tony fight, somewhere in the second, somewhere in there, like toward the third, I don't know exactly, but something got in my eye. I don't know if it was the Vaseline or what, but something got in my eye. And I was circling with the cage. And then he hits me like something's in my eye. But I just kept trying to work it. I'm like, fuck it, get it out. Fuck, it's not like fuck. Don't get it out. Finally, it kind of got a little clear. All right, cool. I don't know, just fight. I don't know how to guys stop all that. It's a fight. I don't complain. I don't bitch. It's a fight.
Mm.
Listen, I got kneed in the fucking head by Lando Venata after he dropped me. I got up. He hits me with a legal knee. I never complained. I didn't say, hey, the fight would have happened. It would have went. I jumped right up and I said, all right, let's go back to work because I don't want to rob him of what happened. He dropped me. I said, okay, cool. Let's keep it going. So I don't need that time to try to recover and do all this. No, no, no. Give him his time. Let's go. I'm down. Let's go. Herb's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, yes, let's go. I want to rob you. I'll play fair. Fine. It happens. Stupid. All right, keep it going. It's okay. Shit happens all the time.
Last thing for you. This was your first fight in a year and a half after 3 fights at the Apex. You're back in front of a crowd. There's a difference, right? Like you need to be fighting in
Yeah,
front of crowds,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And I want to show that to the UFC. Like, you guys been letting me just do them shows. I'm like, I'm throwing them together. And to be honest, big cage can't nobody fuck with me in the big cage. Okay? They got
Mm.
to put me in that little cage. That's where I had to fight the last 2, where Dover could get me against the cage and he would have never caught me if I could move. But it's that little bitty cage. Put me in the big cage. I'll beat anybody else. Anybody else. When I can move and I can do what I want to do and control how these things are going, it's over. And I
Well,
don't want
I
to sound
hope you.
cocky or arrogant. I've been doing it too long not to know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I hope you start to feel better about the performance and the win. I thought it was really impressive, and the finish was maybe the most impressive part to do that to Tony Ferguson.
No,
And
I'm
he's such a
angry.
tough
I'm
guy.
angry. They robbed me of it because I'm listening to my critics. I'm my biggest critic. I'm gonna go
Don't
hard on
listen to them.
myself and go,
Don't read the comments.
nah.
F the comments.
to a certain extent, but you also have to pay attention to know what your audience is saying to you. And so you got to kind of go, oh, well, I go to the biggest thing that everybody keeps complaining about, the eye poke, you know? The eye poke, okay. Well, now I need to go and dress them like, all right, I'm sorry. It didn't matter if that happened or not. This is how he fights. And everybody goes this way. Everybody, like, it was happening in Dover the same way. In that small cage. It's going to keep happening. It was happening to Hazarat. I found new coaches. I'm doing these new things. It's going to happen to a lot of people just like that. I'm the number one guy for the most amount of strikes. Okay? The number one guy who hits the most, me. You're going to get hit a lot. Okay? 2, got one of the best defenses where how are you the guy who hits the most? That means that you're in a lot of exchanges, right? But yet you don't get hit as much. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. And so I'm doing it, brother. I'm doing it. Let's go. Who's next? Who's next? Line up, guys. I'm coming.
Can't wait to see the next one. Thanks for always coming on, Bobby. Appreciate it. Great stuff. Congrats on the win. Enjoy the family time, and hopefully you get well soon. The hand heals, and we'll see you back out there soon.
What's up?
All
Thank you,
right,
brother.
there he
Peace.
is. There he is, Bobby Green joining us.